Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to look at 1A part 2. So we're just finishing up that first target. Remember, the first target is working with rational exponents, or all different types of exponents. Last time we looked at combining like terms and the product rule, which is when we were multiplying with exponents. Today we're going to look at our final rule for exponents, which is the power rule. And the power rule has to do when you raise an exponent to a power, or you have an exponent with already another exponent. So, if raising a power to a power, we multiply the exponents. So before, when we multiplied, we added, right? So now when we raise a power to a power, we multiply. So let's look at example 1. I have x to the 6th to the 1/3. You still kind of have to separate things by base. I have x, okay? Right? The exponent on x is 6, and then it's being raised to the 1/3. So I have x to the, right, so my base still doesn't change. The only thing that changes, right, is I'm multiplying those two numbers, right? 6 times 1/3. And 6 times 1/3 is 2. So again, my base doesn't change, and I simply have 2, x squared. Looking at example 2, if you look here, now again, we've introduced a coefficient. So I have 25. I still have just one base, x to the x, and that's to the 4th, and then it's being raised to the 1/2. So 25x to the 4th to the 1/2. When I have that coefficient, I have to raise the coefficient to that power as well. I'm distributing this exponent within my parentheses. So 25 is to the 1/2, and x to the 4th is to the 1/2. Right? So 25 has that power on it. Then my base stays the same, right? And that 4 also gets that 1/2. And again, here's where you can use your calculator. 25 to the 1/2 is 5. So that's my new coefficient. Still have x. And 4 times 1/2 is 2. So x squared. Looking at example 3, right? I still have just a base of y. I don't have a coefficient. Y to the 8th to the 1/4. So I keep that base. Then I multiply my exponent. 8 times 1/4. So I get y. And then 8 times 1/4 is simply 2. And again, you can use your calculator to help you with some of that multiplication, addition, or whatever, those types of facts. So this is just y squared. Example 4 is an example where we do have a coefficient, right? So 27 is my coefficient. Then I have a base of a. It's just that a is being raised to the 9th, and the whole thing is being raised to the 1/3. So remember, when you have that coefficient, it also has to be raised to that power. 27 has to be raised to the 1/3 as well. And then I have my base of a, which is raised to the power of 9, and then times 1/3 here. Now we can use our calculator. 27 to the 1/3. If you do that in your calculator, you would get 3. And then a, then again using calculator, 9 times 1/3, you should just get 3. So for example 4, my answer is 3a to the 3rd, or 3a cubed. Alright, let's look at example 5. C to the 12th to the 1/4 to the 1/3. So this has more things added onto it. So really just take it in parts. Okay? So I'm really just going to look at this c to the 12th to the 1/4 first. So my base within that is just c. Right? That's still just my base. My exponent is 12. Right, and that's being raised to the 1/4. I'm not going to worry about that 1/3 yet. Okay. So my base is C. It's being raised to the 12 times 1/4. Although I'm not worrying about that 1/3 yet, I'm still going to write it so we don't forget about it. Right? I'm not dealing with it yet, but I still have to bring it down so I don't forget about it. So now I have C. 12 times 1/4 is 3. And this whole thing is still being raised to the 1/3. Okay? Now that I've finished that, now I'm going to deal with that 1/3. So I still have a base of C, and now my exponents are 3 and 1/3. So when I bring that down, I have C times, or not C, C2 the third times 1/3. So I keep my base, then 3 to the 1/3 is simply 1. And again, anytime you just have C or a bit something to the first, it's just that. My answer is simply C here. Let's look at example 6. It's very similar. I'm just going to look at, right, I have 64, P to the 18th to the 1/3 to the 1/2. Right, so let's look at what's the first part, right, just that part. I'm not going to worry about the 1/2 yet. So with this one, we have that coefficient. So I'm going to start by that's my coefficient. I have my base, which is P, and then I have 18 and 1/3. And again, I'm not going to worry about that 1/2 yet. So 64, right, that I have to bring that coefficient down, and it's still being raised to the 1/2. It's also being raised to that power. And then I have my base, P, sorry, not 1/2, 1/3. Sorry, 1/3, that's my exponent I'm looking at. And then P, right, I have to multiply those exponents 18 times 1/3. So 64 to the 1/3 is 4. Again, you can use your calculator to help you do some of those things. And P, 18 times 1/3, again, you can use your calculator, is 6. Now, I don't want to forget that I'm still raising all of this to the 1/2. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try and label everything, find out where everything is, right? So I still have my coefficient, P is my base, and then I have my exponent, 6, and now I'm going to work with that 1/2. So again, I bring down my coefficient, 4, and it's being raised to the 1/2. Then I have P, my base, and it's being raised to the 6 times 1/2. Alright, and I multiply those. So 4 to the 1/2, again, you can use your calculator, is 2. Then I have my base, P, and 6 times 1/2, and again, you can use your calculator, is 3. And that's my final answer. And that's all our examples for today. So go ahead and try our 2 on your own problems. Again, we'll be going over those tomorrow in class. Have a wonderful evening.